Hi, testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Hi, have you seen my last podcast on what is consciousness? If you haven't, it's the very last post of a podcast on my profiles all across social media. So today I'm back to delve into consciousness part 2. This is Steve Stiko, aka Deepika Stiko, bringing to you my live podcast on self-awareness. So I explained to you what is consciousness. It's just merely being you or me. When we arrive on earth, we have a clean slate of consciousness as a baby. We only recognized our experiences according to sensory recognitions. So consciousness is a lot beyond just that. As we grow up and with parental guidance and from ambience, we pick our experiences and start to write on this clean slate writing board. Okay, no one has told your purpose, and some kids like Mozart, as Dr. Dyer explained in one of his podcasts, at the age of 9, the whole symphony was unfolded for him. And some talents we are carrying from our past journeys, all of us. And all of us are unique, and everyone has a purpose in this life. They brought their skill sets from your past lives, including meditation. Okay, so consciousness is your mere existence. And this itself can be increased in concentration. And there had been many Eastern philosophers who had put into good use this consciousness. And as Buddha said, that this is the only sphere, Earth, where you can develop your brain or increase your consciousness. What for, some may think? What is the purpose of increasing your consciousness? Merely for your self-awareness. As mentioned many a time, what is self-awareness? So when you are self-aware with high level of focus, which is attained through higher consciousness, through mindfulness meditation practice, that every thought, every emotion at the entry to your consciousness orbit is recognized, and you watch the nature of those thoughts and you act upon your wholesome thoughts. Either you can, with advanced practice, be equanimous. That means unweighed. Okay? So to the Gen Zs, as I mentioned before, you guys are smart, you have figured out the world, and we are in unrecognizable times. And instead of being resorted to cynicism or digital dark humor of your world and people around you, exercise self-awareness through taking some time out every morning to silence your mind. It's good for everyone, for everyone at any level. For decision makers, it will be very appropriate as you are self-aware in your decision making. So let me go ahead and look at some of the points that I have written to remind myself to talk about. So yeah, the consciousness is very clean when you come here, right? And on earth as babies. So when when we return at death, try to endeavor by practicing mindfulness to gain self-awareness, to clean your state of consciousness that you have all along written in your life. Meaning, you can, when you meditate and when you practice mindfulness, and then insight meditation, where you recognize thoughts and you see the nature of your thoughts and emotions, and you keep rooting out, and eventually at higher consciousness levels of higher consciousness seekers, they find they can live in full awareness of the present, and you only feel the breath moving, inhale and exhale, and you still are very focused on either watching TV or recognizing your anger, recognizing someone else's anger and how to respond. So you develop non-reaction, you develop calmness, you don't want to be around too much of noise, and you grow out chaos. You outgrow chaos, and pretty much all things that favor good mental health. Okay, so I urge the neuroscientists to figure, probably they have, the brain waves of a baby when they're born, and of higher consciousness seekers brains at the time of, at their peak of higher consciousness levels, like when meditating, or even who are already exercising mindfulness during the day. And I must say that at higher consciousness levels, your brain is very calm, and you take one thought at a time. So unlike for physical fitness, where you exercise vigorously for your body, it's the opposite for the mind to be healthy. You have to slow down your thought process, and you deal with one thought at a time. You have cleared out the chaos in your mind or the clutter. So you deal with one thought at a time, or when you're talking to someone, you're focused on that person, and so forth. So I really want everyone to take advantage of mindfulness meditation, and the only technique, or the correct technique practiced over 2,500 years ago, is observing the inhale and the exhale of your breath. And that automatically silences your mind. Most people give up, as they think it is hard to focus, and if thoughts do come, just accept them and let go. You will find a thought coming into your mind, and then let go and focus back on the breath at the tip of your nose, inhale and exhale. So my time is catching up. This is Dee Stico. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and share the content with others who might need to hear. And thank you so much for following me. And I see that my last podcast increased by 1,000+%. I do appreciate it. And please don't forget to donate so that I can grow my channel in self-awareness podcasts, as well as my culinary entertainment and travel blogs. Thank you so much for listening to me today. Bye for now. Have a blessed week.